Probably the biggest response that parents ask me how to deal with is when their kids come to them and say, "Mom, do I look fat?" or "I feel so fat today." And what I usually recommend them to think about is to decipher really what they're trying to say at a young age. A lot of kids don't really know how to talk about feelings or are in touch with their feelings. And so we've learned to blame our weight in our body, to have a sense of something to feel in control in their life. And the minute they blame their weight in their body, that's what's big and out of control, then they can go work out harder, they can go restrict, and that gives them this false sense of control temporarily until the anxiety comes back again, and then they just feel out of control again. And so when kids ask that, "Mom, do I look fat?" I always recommend to have them really think about, what are you really feeling? Are you overwhelmed? Or even mirror them to say, "I see you're really overwhelmed," or "You're really frustrated," and get them talking about their feelings. A lot of us parents, we aren't even aware that we'll talk about, "I'm too fat, I'm gonna go on a diet and try to get this weight off," instead of really empowering and understanding that we all come in different shapes and sizes, and to feel good in our own body. It's really teaching kids not to be really in touch with their own intuitive eating, that they have to rely on something external to guide them what to eat and how much to eat, instead of really learn how to go back to the eat like when we were a child, eating when we're hungry, stopping when we're no longer hungry. The more you starve and restrict and take away food, that actually ends up leading to binge eating. The black and white verbiage is probably one of the biggest things. Foods are labeled good, or they're bad, or they're healthy, or they're unhealthy. The good food list nowadays is tiny. We feel like we can almost find something bad about every food. Bad food list is huge. And so we're bound to want a food on the bad food list, but then if we eat it, we feel bad and guilty. And then if we're an emotional eater, we'll eat even more to get out of feeling bad and guilty. And then we say, "Tomorrow I'm gonna get really good." But getting good means taking away our favorite food, so that just sounds miserable. So it's a vicious, unconscious cycle that started with labeling food good and bad. And we all have a rebel soul that we want what we can't have. So the more we're telling our kids, "No, don't, stop, only 2 more," we'll grab 5 more, even if we don't like it, because we think we're never gonna get that food again. I think it's really about teaching, using the words, "That's a carb, that's a protein, that's a fat," or "That food doesn't honor me because it gives me a tummy ache," instead of calling foods in a real judgmental way. Instead of complimenting your kids' looks or their clothes, I would really recommend to compliment, "You were a great friend today," or "I liked how you handled your anger with that situation." Another way to help motivate your kids to stay healthy is just to even move their body for fun and pleasure. A lot of us try to have our kids move their body to always be fit or lean, instead of looking at exercise as a get to instead of a have to.